Hi, I'm Carsten from Rehome Travel. Like most of you, I'm in self-isolation at the moment. It's particularly hard because I'm a travel agent and I'm used to averaging sometimes 50 flights a year. So at the moment I feel like I'm in a cage. But then I went, hang on, inside this house, I've got all these amazing memories from the trips I've been to. So what I'd like to do is share them with you. Come on, come inside. These are the first ones. About 20 years ago, there was a travel company that started doing these round the world trips in a private aircraft. And these pictures here are actually the brochure. Come through. What we might do first is come up the stairs and we'll show you what we've got up here. So these here are some pictures that we bought from a town called El Calafate in Argentina, which is just near Perito Moreno Glacier. They're all hand drawn on material. We wrapped them up, put them in the bottom of our backpacks, and then when we got them home, we got them nicely framed. Come through. This is probably the most important item in our house. This is a painting from a town called Yundamu, which is about 250 kilometers northwest of Alice Springs. My parents lived there for several years and they got to know this artist, and she created this picture based on my life story as told by my parents. And around the corner here we have the study. So Michelle works from home, so she spends a lot of time in here, and occasionally I do some work here. One item here is a painting we bought in Zanzibar in a little shop that is right next door to the house where Freddie Mercury was born. Also here we have a menorah, which you might think is quite unusual, but we actually bought that in Israel. We went to Israel and Egypt on our honeymoon. This is a Scarab Beetle. On the same trip, I was in the Valley of Kings. I was riding this really small donkey, and this little boy came up and he sold it to me for $1 US. When I was 17, my parents bought me a one-way ticket to South America, and this is probably the first souvenir I bought in my life, and it's a little llama that I carry in my backpack for the 6 months trip, and you can see it's gone all brown and yellow, so it's very old. This one here is a car I bought in Madagascar just by the railway station. As I was bartering for this, a couple of little kids tried to pickpocket me at exactly the same time. Luckily I caught them, and this is the memory from that. A few months ago we just came back from Berlin, our third trip to Berlin, but this one was specifically for the Berlin Marathon. And this is one of the giant trees from Madagascar, and it's literally a giant tree. Now along here we have, this is a picture from Timor. It's actually printed on wood, and that was the last day of the Tour de Timor about 4 to 5 years ago. Here we have a painting done by Alec Banda, who's one of the founders of our microfinance bank in Malawi, and that was in dedication of the World Cup, which was in South Africa. Up here we have a little Himba doll. We spent the day with the Himba tribe in Namibia. I used to be obsessed by Jimmy Buffett, and this is from Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville in Cancun. It's Searching for My Lost Shaker of Salt. Here's a bullet from Vietnam. This clock, we were on a travel scene conference many years ago in Beijing, and I bought that one there. And we also have, this is also from Madagascar, bit of a plane crash there. And this didn't come from overseas, but what a moment, 2016 Premiership. Go Dogs. Come through. This is our bathroom. We designed this bathroom based on the Gothic quarter of Barcelona. And one morning I was out on a run and they have some beautiful graffiti. And this is a photo I took of a piece of that graffiti, and we actually designed the whole bathroom around this photo. Not much to see here in the walk-in robe. G'day Mickey. And this is our parents' retreat. Along this wall, many years ago, when Michelle and I were in our early 20s, we went to Paris, and we were walking along the Seine where all the beautiful bookshops are, and we picked up these paintings. We probably didn't get them framed for another 20 years. Here we have a variety of items. This one is from Cusco, Peru. One of my team many years ago, Danielle, went to Peru and she bought this for me, knowing that when I was in Peru when I was 17, I didn't have the money to be able to afford a painting. This one here is a fertility doll from South Africa. Lalibela cross from Ethiopia. And on the same trip as Ethiopia, we also went to see the gorillas in Rwanda, which was an incredible experience. And finally here is a jewellery box from Morocco. As you can see, there's a lot of jewellery in there. Now I'd like you to come downstairs and we'll show you a few more items. Okay, firstly we have E.T. who we bought from Universal Studio. That was a gift that I bought for Sheridan. I mean, every teenager's got to get to Universal. Here we have a painting which we bought in the market from Havana in Cuba. And this one is a lover's tower from Svaneti in Georgia. That was a recent trip just a few months ago. And we'll come through here. There's a few more items. This one's from the Tayrona region in Colombia. Very fragile. I somehow managed to carry that all wrapped in clothes in my backpack and got that home. About 15, 16 years ago, I took a study tour to Memphis for Monash University. Here's an Elvis souvenir. We also went to Cape Canaveral, and here's a bit of a souvenir from there. And this one comes from Malawi, and it's a hand-carved globe of the world. This guy here, he's an Easter Island man. It's the one place that I've always wanted to get to and I've never had a chance to get to. So we decided to get an almost life-size Easter Island man in our own backyard. Thank you to my in-house crew. We're all in isolation right now and we can't travel. But you have travelled, and what I'd like you to do is share those travels with us during this time to get people excited about travelling. So when it is okay to travel again, they'll be enthused and they'll have some ideas. And they'll maybe want to collect similar souvenirs to the ones you've collected. And that is what should get our industry up and going and started again very soon. Thank you.